only joined the fight club for a laugh. It was late, and the Martian city of Chryse Prime pulsed under neon haze. A friend of mine, Jax, had whispered about some interspecies brawling pit under Dockside 17. Said it was off the grid, and that humans were starting to make a name for themselves. I wasn't a soldier or a prize fighter. I was a dock worker with a bad temper, too much muscle, and too little brain. "Come on, Nathan," Jax grinned, jabbing a thumb toward the graffiti-covered hatch leading underground. "Just one fight. If you lose, I'll cover your med bill." "Great. So either I win or you go broke." He laughed. "Exactly. I should have walked away. But pride is a hell of a thing." We descended the rusted ladder into a room lit with flickering red strobes. It was packed, humans, bug-eyed clacks, the scaled Meridians, even a few armored Vicar bruisers. A ring of repulsor steel hummed in the center, and above it, a large screen blared the rules. No weapons. No powers. One-on-one. First to tap or drop. I signed the waiver. Blood-sealed. Course. My first opponent was a three-armed Leffery who hissed something about squishy prey. I broke two of his arms and flipped him with a shoulder throw I'd learned back on Earth. The crowd roared. Then came a Vicar. Pure muscle, 3 meters tall, scales like obsidian plates. I ducked low, took hits that felt like meteor impacts, and finally clocked him across the jaw with a pipe-like elbow. He dropped. It all blurred after that. Fight after fight. I was bleeding, bruised, riding an adrenaline high I hadn't felt in years. Then I saw her. She stepped into the ring like she owned gravity. Towering, actually. 7 feet at least. Her skin was a deep shade of iridescent violet, marked with ritual scars. She wore armor made of bone and flex metal, but what caught me most were her eyes. Burning orange, slit like a predator's, locked onto mine with the intensity of a hunter that had chosen its prey. "Who is she?" I asked. Jax's face paled. "That's Karina, the undefeated champion." Phyrexy. "You probably don't want to fight her." "She wants me," I muttered. "She eats people like you for protein shakes." Too late. The announcer's voice boomed in 4 languages, and suddenly we were in the ring. Karina approached me slowly, like she wasn't worried at all. "Human," she said, her voice a low purr with a dangerous edge. "Fight me. Or submit. Is that foreplay for your kind?" She grinned, revealing rows of sharp teeth. "It will be. The middle. Breaking bones, breaking expectations." The bell sounded. Karina moved faster than any fighter I'd seen. I barely dodged a swipe that could have taken my head off. She fought with a fluid grace, mixing martial arts with pure brute strength. I stayed low, used my compact frame to dodge, roll, and counter. I scored a few hits, she barely flinched. "You fight well," she said between punches. "You hit like a freight train," I grunted, dodging another sweeping kick. Then she tackled me. My back slammed into the mat. I tried to twist free, but she pinned me with her knee, pressing her weight onto my chest. She leaned down, face inches from mine. "I could crush you," she whispered. "Then why don't you?" Her expression shifted. "Because you're interesting." The crowd roared as I somehow slipped out from under her and delivered a desperate uppercut. It didn't hurt her, but she stepped back surprised. "You learn fast," she said. The rest of the fight was a blur of instinct, pain, and adrenaline. I landed a solid blow to her ribs. She grabbed my arm and nearly dislocated it. I kicked her leg. She laughed and swept mine. In the final seconds, I got her in a chokehold. E-tap. Dead silence. Then an explosion of cheers. I didn't understand it at first. Why would the champion tap? She was barely scratched. Karina stood, towering over me again, her hand extended. "You have bested me," she said solemnly. "By Virexi law, you are now my bonded, my chosen." And blinked. "Wait. What?" The announcer's voice echoed again. "Victory claim accepted. By traditional right, the human belongs to the champion." Jack spit out his drink. "Oh no. Buddy, I think you just got married." Karina turned to the crowd and raised my hand like a trophy. "This human is mine." The crowd cheered. Panic. "Hold on," I said, tugging her arm. "You tapped. I won. Shouldn't I get to claim you?" She leaned in close. "Do you wish to reverse the claim? Take me as your bonded instead?" I don't know," she purred. "Then we are each other's." "Perfect." I turned to Jax. "What the hell just happened?" "You," he said, "just got adopted, married, or recruited, maybe all three." Karina didn't let go of my hand the rest of the night. The ending, the claim, the choice, and the challenge. The next morning, I woke up in a high-rise suite with Karina watching me from the edge of the bed. She was wearing ceremonial armor this time, something polished and adorned with glimmering crystals. "I prepared food," she said, nodding to a plate of seared meat and what looked like blue moss. "Thanks. So, about last night." She tilted her head. "You fought with honor. You showed spirit. That is rare. And your scent," she leaned forward, nostrils flaring, "excites me." "Okay. Thanks for the compliment. But I didn't mean to join an alien marriage ritual." "Then deny the claim publicly," she said calmly. "Say you do not want me. I will not fight it." I hesitated. Looking at her, she was terrifying. Gorgeous, dangerous, proud. But also kind in her own blunt way. And I couldn't forget the way she looked at me like I mattered. Not like a trophy. Like an equal. "Why me?" finally asked. "You could have anyone." Karina stood and walked to the window, looking over the Martian skyline. "I have fought countless warriors. None challenged me with both strength and restraint. You did not fight to win. You fought to understand. That is rare. And beautiful." He turned. "But if you do not want this, I will honor your wish." I looked at my bruises, my bandaged knuckles, then at her. "I don't know what this is. But I'm not running." He grinned. "Good. The mating trials begin tonight." "Wait, what?" She laughed. "Kidding. Mostly." The next few weeks were insane. I was introduced to the Virexi court as Karina's chosen. I was challenged 5 times by suitors who wanted to test the human. I beat 2, barely escaped the 3rd. And Karina intervened on the 4th and 5th. Apparently, love in Virexi culture involved a lot of blood. But as the days passed, I started to see beyond the warrior customs. The Virexi had a rich culture, songs, stories, deep loyalty. Karina showed me her world, her people. And slowly I found myself falling into place. Not as a trophy, but as a partner. One night, after a celebration where I was given a ceremonial gauntlet, Karina took my hand. "You could still leave," she said. I looked into her burning eyes. "No. I choose to stay." She smiled, and for the first time I saw softness behind the fangs. "Then we are truly bonded." And that's how I went from being a dockworker on Mars to the consort of an alien champion in a society where love begins with a punch and ends in loyalty. And to be honest, it's the best damn fight I ever won.